An anti-Semitic storm is taking place in the English soccer world. Now, Natan, why don't you give us the background on this, because you are intimately familiar with it since you've been following it.
Well, there's a team from London, one of the 5 English Premier League teams called Tottenham, from the Tottenham neighborhood. And for a variety of reasons, for the past 80 or so years, they've been associated with like Yiddish/Jewish imagery. Basically, because there were a lot of Hasidic Jews around the stadium where the team played, so they got associated with that. And there was a lot of anti-Semitism from competing teams throughout England when they played in their stadiums. And as
Right.
a result, a lot of those fans from Tottenham sort of appropriated the Jewish and Yiddish label, and they call themselves the Yid Army and Yiddos and so on and so forth.
Right. So
Go ahead.
that's kind of that's the bottom line. Now, lately, this has been ramping up because of activity going on in the international news world with Israel and Gaza and Hamas. The anti-Semitism has been ramping up, Lewis. And whenever I see a story like this, as Natan says, appropriating oneself of these anti-Semitic terms, when black people appropriate themselves of the N-word in order to try to diffuse it or take away its meaning, I'm not convinced that it's that great of a strategy.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of this. Of course, they're not calling themselves the Kike Army.
No.
You know, it's certainly not the most offensive word they could have chosen.
So this has included everything from Nazi salutes to hissing, mimicking the sound of gas chambers, and a number of other things that are incredibly low, reprehensible, and despicable. So, Natan, is there any sense of, like, do we need a solution? I don't even know what can happen here. You can't really control what people in a crowd do.
No, the stadium, or I should say the teams where this has happened, in whose stadiums this has happened, have banned some of these fans when they can identify them. There was one fan at the West Ham Stadium where this happened recently that was a season ticket holder, a lifelong fan. He was banned for life the other day. So I think this is good. I think the other thing that needs to happen is referees need to not be afraid to call this out when it happens and stop a game. They can actually stop games from happening, from continuing when this happens. And if that starts to happen, I think fans will soon change their behavior.
Self-policing will immediately start.
Let's see some action on behalf of the players, too. I mean, if you're playing on a team and your fans are acting like this, do something about it.
Well, there has been some example of that, right, Natan?
Yeah, and actually, I mean, there's a lot going on here trying to figure out how to stop this. Some people think that it's the Tottenham fans' fault for continuing this imagery, as you were saying before. I disagree with that for a number of different reasons. I don't think that's an excuse for what's going on here. But certainly something needs to be done. I just want to point out that this is also happening in Rome recently, when Tottenham went to play at the Olympic Stadium in Rome, and it's happening in other countries. And the picture that we have up, if you can see the picture behind Dave and Lewis, is actually the Ajax team from Amsterdam, I think. And they have this similar sort of Yiddish-Jewish imagery going on there with the Israeli flag. So this is not just an English or a London thing.
No, it's more widespread than that. All right, let's take a break. Please join us on Facebook, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll take a break. We'll follow up. Next, I want to talk about what's going on with the Egyptian president, Mohamed Morsi. Stay tuned.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.